Hey guys, and welcome to this episode of Review Flicks. In this video, we're going to be talking about Five Nights at Freddy's, and it looks like it's had a stellar opening weekend. So guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and stay up to date with all the movie news we have going on around here. And with that down, let's jump into this movie news. So guys, we're going to take a look at this article here from GameFragger.com. Five Nights at Freddy's sets domestic box office record for live-action video game adaptations. Despite releasing day and date on Peacock, Universal and Blumhouse's Five Nights at Freddy's is shattering records at the domestic box office. Yeah, this is fantastic news, guys, for, those of us who want more video game adaptations on the big screen. Obviously, this movie, is based on the popular hit game of the same name. It had a popular cult following for, many, many years now. And I also believe that the superhero genre is currently in decline, and the horror genre is on the rise, as we've seen in recent years. And video game adaptations look set to be the next big thing in Hollywood. So this was ripe for, success at the box office, I believe, guys. But anyway, let's continue reading on with the article and see what else it has to say. So, Five Nights at Freddy's is looking to terrorize the box office this weekend as it moves past the video game box office milestones set by Sonic the Hedgehog, Uncharted, and Pokemon Detective Pikachu. The film has set the box office record for the largest opening day for a live-action video game adaptation, grossing $39.5 million in its first day of release, including $10.3 million from Thursday night previews. Yes, the Super Mario Bros. Movie ellipses these numbers, but that's an animated adaptation. Yeah, guys, that's true. Animated adaptations of games, they tend to do different numbers to what a live adaptation does. Animated is, it's like a four quadrant movie. You can take young kids to. You can take elderly parents to, or grandparents, or whatever, and it kind of facilitates everybody at the movies. Whereas Five Nights at Freddy's is a horror movie. Even though it wasn't R-rated, it still had blood and it was still horror, so it didn't necessarily appeal to everybody. So the numbers are obviously going to be a bit smaller than a movie like the Mario Brothers. Obviously, the Mario is multi-generational at this point as well, so that kind of factored into its massive box office as well, guys. So, we have a post here from boxofficereport.com. From Twitter, Universal Five Nights at Freddy's grossed an estimated $39.46 million domestically on Friday from 3,675 locations, including Thursday previews. Yeah, guys, this is absolutely amazing news. Like, I didn't think this movie would do that well, to be honest. It was, it's been released day and date on Peacock, which means, the same day it came out in theaters, it came out on streaming. Obviously, when a movie comes out on streaming, it gets pirated straight away. There's copies of it online all over the place. So all those people who are going to watch it online aren't going to go to the theater, so they're going to lose out on all that money. But it looks like, the popularity of this game has obviously caught up to the movie, and people have chose to go to the theater and to, pay to watch it, which is saying a whole lot about how popular this franchise actually is. But yeah, let's have a look. So the film is projected to have a $78 million opening weekend at the North American box office, with an estimated production budget of just $20 million. Guys, can you even imagine? This film is projected to have a $78 million opening weekend, and its production budget, it says here, is $20 million. So that means it's going to make 4 times its money back in just the opening weekend. That's absolutely insane numbers. That's just beyond crazy. But they're going to make sequels of this movie. That in years to come, there's going to be sequel after sequel after sequel. As long as people keep paying, turn up to pay and watch this movie and this franchise. And as Blumhouse, they make their movies dead cheap as well. They make them, $20 million for a movie is nothing in terms of Hollywood. So if they can put these movies out cheap and they can do a return on investment like what they've done here, then that they're going to make plenty of these sequels, guys. So, another interesting point is that the film analysts are keenly watching is the fact that the video games fan base doesn't care that Five Nights at Freddy's is currently available to watch from the comfort of your own home on Peacock, as evidenced by strong box office numbers. Yeah, like I say, guys, the fact that this is streaming at the same time, it's in theaters, people are actually actively choosing to go to the theater to watch this and pay for it when they can just watch it at home on Peacock. And that's saying something. That's saying that, there are people out there who prefer to go to the theater and have the big screen experience rather than just sitting at home and watching it. Because, when you go to the theater, it's an experience, it's an event. It feels more authentic as a film fan rather than sitting at home and watching it on your TV. So that's great news for the film, guys. So, Exhibitor Relations Co. on Twitter, Five Nights at Freddy is shredding the cinema. Oh, didn't mean to open that. Five Nights at Freddy's is shredding cinemas, upward of 80 million this weekend. That's a Venom level debut. Venom went on to make $800 million at the box office, guys. Remember, keep that in mind. Tis the season, and who cares if it's streaming? Yeah, people don't care. You know, if there's a good film and people want to go and watch a film and they want to enjoy the film and they want to see the authentic version of the film, go to the theaters. You know, you might have to travel there, you might have to pay for parking, fuel, and all this kind of stuff. But it goes to show that people go through effort to go and watch a film if they feel like it's worth the value, which is great. So Universal employed the same day and date strategy with Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends, and both Michael Myers slashers picks enjoyed strong opening weekend numbers. The film's PG-13 rating initially drew criticism from the Five Nights at Freddy's fanbase, but it seems the decision to allow for a wider audience is paying dividends. Yeah, guys, I went and saw the film. I'm not gonna tell you any spoilers or anything if you haven't seen it, but it's PG-13, so there is a little bit of blood and a little bit of gore in here. There's nothing excessive, but there is blood in this movie, so it's not like it's completely neutered. And would a R-rated version of this movie have done better numbers-wise? Not really. I don't really think the R rating would have improved the movie in any way, shape, or form. Like I say, there's blood in the movie anyway, guys, so, you know, it's not completely somber. Put it that way. So, Blumhouse Productions produced the film, while Universal Pictures handled the distribution duties. We got the trailer there, and the film stars all of these people's here, guys. I'm not going to read cast and crew names because I'll butcher the names. So if you feel like you want to pause the video and have a quick read through the cast and crew, you know, help yourself, and we'll just continue on the video, guys. So Emma Tammy directed the pick from a script she co-wrote alongside Five Nights at Freddy's video game creator Scott Cawthon and Seth Kudbak. Five Nights at Freddy's follows the story of a security guard who works overnight at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, a Chuck E. Cheese style restaurant, where the animatronic animals come to life at night and try to kill him. Yeah, the one thing I will say, guys, watching this movie, the animatronics, they look so fun. They look proper authentic. Like, the company that worked on the animatronics for this movie, they did a fantastic job. When the animatronics are walking around inside the pizzeria, like, you can hear the weight of the animatronics. Like, the machines, they feel really heavy. And when they're walking around, it's almost like RoboCop. You know, when he walks around, he thuds, like thud, thud, thud. And it's kind of a bit ominous and kind of that creepy, scary feeling of them kind of thudding around in the pizzeria. Yeah, it's kind of a bit creepy, but it was really well done. I think there's a bit of CGI with the animatronics, but the animatronics look fantastic. Like, the way they move and just everything's like, is very smooth in terms of how they move and how they act and the things they do. So, yeah, I was really surprised by that. The film is darker and more suspenseful take on the game series. It will explore the backstory of the animatronic characters and the mystery surrounding the disappearance of several children. So, Five Nights at Freddy's official synopsis: the film follows a troubled security guard as he begins working at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. While spending his first night on the job, he realizes the night shift at Freddy's won't be so easy to make it through. Yeah, guys. I don't know what I would do in a situation where I'm being pursued by giant animatronic, like, animals. Yeah, I don't really know what I would do. It would be an interesting experience, that's for sure. Guys, we have another small article that has a really good point about Five Nights at Freddy's basically beating out Blue Beetle in its entire theatrical run just on its opening weekend, and I thought that was interesting. So let's switch over to that article quickly and have a little bit of a read before we finish off the video, guys. So, guys, jumping over to this article here from We Got This Covered. Five Nights at Freddy's on course to earn more at the global box office in 72 hours than Blue Beetle managed in its entire theatrical run. Guys, this is why I have the theory that I think the superhero genre is on its way out. In, like, horror and video games, those two genres are kind of on the way up, especially video games. I think that Hollywood is looking at video games being the next superhero genre-esque type thing. They know that superhero fatigue is setting in. People are getting a bit kind of like, I don't know, I wouldn't say fed up, but a little bit kind of bored of the generic superhero movies, and definitely video game adaptations are on their way up. And I think all of these major studios are looking for what video game IPs that they can bank on and bring to the big screen. But let's have a quick look at this article, guys, and see what it says about Five Nights at Freddy's beating out Blue Beetle. So, as recently in the middle of this week, box office estimates for Five Nights at Freddy's were forecasting a 3-day opening weekend of 50 million. which would be huge. 20 million horror releasing day and date on Peacock. Let's just go down and read the Blue Beetle bit. So by the time the dust settles on tickets, Five Nights at Freddy's is expected to have brought in a jaw-dropping 130 million from the global box office. For a little bit of a perspective, that would have been more than the Blue Beetle and Haunted Mansion earned in their entirety of their respective theatrical runs, and both the DCEU Dud and Mouse House Misfire each cost at least 500% more to produce. That's absolutely insane. You think Five Nights at Freddy's cost $20 million to produce, right? And it's going to go on to make more than Blue Beetle did. I think Blue Beetle was like $100 million plus movie. And it's going to go on to make more than Blue Beetle did in its entire theatrical run, just in its opening weekend. And I thought we'd just have a quick read of that there, guys, because that was, when I heard that, man, that almost like blew my mind. But I think it goes to show you the kind of the health in the kind of dire consequences that's going on with the superhero genre at the moment. Yeah, I think, man, I think the superhero genre is really on its way out. We've seen it with numerous films now. Disney Plus superhero TV shows are kind of declining in quality. You know, the box office of superhero movies in general is just on the decline ever since Endgame. People have just kind of, you know, the superhero genre climaxed at Endgame and it's never been able to reach the same heights, and people have kind of got their fill of the superhero genre, and I think people have just kind of got from it what they need to. And now people are looking for something new, something different, something fresh, and I think the video game adaptation is going to fill that kind of need that people are looking for when they go to the theatre. But yeah, guys, so that's kind of where we are with Five Nights at Freddy news. It looks like it's done an amazingly good open weekend, especially for the amount of budget that this movie cost, $20 million. And it's looking like it's going to make ridiculous amounts of money. And it's extremely surprising considering it's, you know, streaming on Peacock at the same time. So yeah, guys, jump into the comment section. Let me know what you think about this news. Does this surprise you as to how much money that this movie has made, considering its budget and the fact that it's streaming? I'd love to know what you have to say about this, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.